guys, I'm Claire. Welcome back to Lance and Mullin Farm. I'm in the greenhouse again today. This is kind of where I spend most of my time over the winter and early spring months. So yeah, I am starting some tomatoes today. I did start some the other day and then I forgot about them, so I don't hold out much hope for them, but I'm gonna leave them and see what happens anyway, because seeds are pretty hardy. They tend to germinate in the garden okay when they're just dropped there, so I'm hoping those will end up okay. But yeah, what I thought I would do is pretty much just have a little chat about tomatoes and what we are putting in our garden this year. Also, I'm going to be starting my tomatoes in a little bit of a different way than I usually do. So usually I start them in a pot this size, so I think it's like a 10 centimeter by 10 centimeter in diameter, if that's the right word. And like I fill it with potting soil and then put about 12 or so seeds in it, and then when the plants are about that high, I'll separate them all out and I will pot them up into their own container that's about this size. So what I'm doing differently this year, I'm going to test it out and see how it goes, hopefully very, very well, is I'm going to be using soil blockers. So this little guy is so these soil blockers, the brand is Ladbroke, and I got these from Amazon, but I'm pretty sure you can, I guess if you just Google Ladbroke NZ, it would probably come up with a New Zealand place to buy these. At the time that I got these, I couldn't see any available in New Zealand, but there were a few places that did sell them. They were just out of stock. So I'm going to start my tomatoes in these little tiny blocks. So I'm going to put one seed per little tiny block, and then probably the same thing when they're about this high, I will put them up into this bigger soil block. So this one comes with attachments, so I can pop those in there, and they're the same size as this. So this little square will fit perfectly into this bigger one. So I got this last year and I didn't get a chance to try it out. I'm really keen to try it because I'm really sick of how much seed starting mix I use, or potting mix, or whatever you call it. So I'm really keen to be using less of that in like when I'm getting all my seeds ready and stuff, just because it's a nuisance. It's really expensive, and then I just tend to, I tend to use too much of it, I feel, especially if you're filling like this year I'm starting I think like 200 tomato plants, and I'm both, I don't know, like it seems like a lot. This is going to be less, and hopefully they will get on really well. So yeah, it's all a bit of an experiment for me. I've watched some videos on other people doing it, so if you are here for expert advice, I'm not your girl, but if you're just here to hang out with me, I'm going to get started on that and just go through some of the varieties of tomatoes we're growing this year. There is one in particular I'm super excited about, so I'll just grab my little box. So as far as I know, where are we? windy outside, so hopefully it's not going to be a nuisance to my video. But I have never seen now I can't remember what it's called, and I'm so excited about it. I'm trying to find it. Cherries. Sun Gold. Okay, so I'm super excited to start Sun Gold tomatoes. I've never seen them available in New Zealand before. Oh, go away, wind. But I have seen like lots of the videos I watch, other people in like America and things growing Sun Gold, and they say that they are by far their favourite cherry tomato. So I'm super excited to try it this year. Oh, the greenhouse is just banging around so much. So yeah, that is one that I'm really excited about. I'm just going to organise my tomatoes, and then I will, that will be pretty much organised anyway, but okie dokie. So we had, my phone's sticking out of my pocket, we had a really bad year for tomatoes. Oh, I'm so getting all shaken about. Go away, wind. We had a really bad year for tomatoes last year, so all the tomatoes I grew outside got blight really early. The tomatoes in the greenhouse were awesome, but at some point during the season I just got too busy and stopped pruning them. So definitely my goal this year is to be heaps more on top of pruning tomatoes. I want to make sure the ones outside and the ones inside are just really well pruned. I'm also going to be putting less tomatoes in the greenhouse. Last year I did 2 rows. I think if I pruned them really well it would have been okay, but it did just get really hard to pick them near the end, especially because they were really bushy because I had pruned them. So yeah, I want to do those 2 things better, and I'll just have to see how I go. It's always a super busy time of year, and we try not to put too much pressure on ourselves because we know we've got so much going on. But yeah, if I can, I would really like to be on top of pruning all season. But yeah, we'll just see how we go. But anyway, so I definitely have some favorite ones that go really well in our garden. So I will go through those with you. So cherry tomatoes first. So yeah, like I said, Sun Gold. It's just a orange cherry tomato. I've said the things like the reviews I've heard about it is that it's like a nice little size. It's super sweet. So yeah, I just think everybody who loves tomatoes in our house is gonna love that one. So I am going to be growing 5 of each of the varieties of cherry tomatoes. So 5 of each of these, and I'm going to be growing, oh sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. So in the greenhouse I'm going to put 1 of each variety of cherry tomato, and outside I'm going to be putting 2 varieties of each. So that will give me 16 cherry tomato plants in the greenhouse and 32 outside. So Sun Gold, one of our favorites. So this did amazingly well for us. It has already started self-seeding in the greenhouse, so I'm going to see if I could maybe get a few of those plants going as well. But this is the Sweetheart, so that is from Egmont Seeds. I have cut out a lot of the pictures from the catalogs and stuck them on, so it just helps me that I can see what they are. So yeah, it's kind of, it's a little, like it's little, but it's like more like oblongy, eggy kind of shaped rather than like circle round shape. What do you call that? I don't even know what you call that shape. I don't know. Tommy Toe, I didn't grow this last year because the year before we just got so many of them that I didn't know what to do with them all, because they are quite a big cherry tomato, and it was just really prolific. But because we had such a bad season with tomatoes last year, I just felt like having something that was prolific would be a good idea. You know, that if everything else wasn't kind of producing well and you had like one that was really prolific, then at least you would have some cherry tomatoes. So anyway, Tommy Toe. Sunrise Bumblebee never grows very well for us, but my son really loves it, so I always grow it for him, and it's quite cool because it's like a streaky kind of orangey yellow cherry tomato, so that one always has a place in our garden. Now the others, yeah, like I don't have any great, they're just for fun, for having a good mix of colors and shapes and things like that, especially because we want to be just especially because we just want to kind of sell little boxes of cherry tomatoes at the gate for next year, to add to our potatoes. We're also trying to get some eggs going as well, so at our gate we're just going to be putting like a little farm stand with stuff from the garden that we have available throughout the year. So yeah, it's just kind of to make it interesting, and you know, it's really fun growing things that you know, you go to the supermarket and you just get a round red cherry tomato, so it's quite cool having some different ones. So I'm going to grow yellow pear. This splits really easily, so outside, but I'll grow one in the greenhouse and two outside, just because that's what I have the space for. So yellow pear. I have a red pear as well. That one doesn't have a picture, but red pear, it looks exactly the same as the yellow pear, but it's red. Fantastico, just like a kind of a prolific cherry. I don't have any kind of reason why I'm growing that one, just kind of to have another red cherry there. So black cherry always does really well. That's the tomato that I've got closest to liking eating. Yeah, so I grow that one, and every year I like try and make myself like tomatoes, so I'm getting closer. I feel like it's just that you gotta change your taste buds, I think, and make it work. So yeah, black cherry, really prolific, quite a big cherry tomato, and like that really nice deep reddy purple kind of color. I don't really love this one, but it's interesting. It's just the indigo blueberries, so they have kind of like the little star on top of them, and kind of purple on top. So just a couple of orangey and yellowy tomatoes. So it is the honeybee and the gold nugget, so they go okay. The gold nugget has done pretty well in our garden. Yeah, and the rest of the varieties, I've just got like a sweet 100, and then these are pretty much the same cocktail. There's a cherry berry, nothing exciting there. And then yeah, I've just got a heritage mix from Koanga Seeds, and it's all come off, so I can't remember what's in it, but it's got stuff I'm already growing anyway, so I might not do that one. So it's got black cherry, tomato and yellow pear, which I'm already doing anyway, so I might leave that one. And just a bi-colour, which is probably the same thing, just a mix of different colours. With the sauce tomatoes, I've got like tons and tons and tons and tons of them, but I just thought, yeah, I really want to kind of narrow the sauce tomatoes down to one that does really well for us, and because I'm never very good at pruning, it's always the wind. Because I'm never really good at pruning them, it's kind of hard to like do a really good experiment to say this one grows really well and these ones don't. So I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with these sauce tomatoes. What I do know is that the Amish paste grows really well. It did really, really well in the greenhouse, and it just kept going and going and going. So I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do the majority of Amish paste, and then I thought that I would just do like one of everything else, but I do that every year. I do one of everything else just as an experiment, and then I don't know, it never goes very well. I don't know, I'm not good enough at record keeping, so I don't know whether to like just stick to the one, especially with this sauce, because they're all kind of boring, they're all kind of the same shape. And plus I can use, like I use all of my tomatoes I grow for preserving anyway, so I don't know, I'm gonna have to have a think about that. But I've got a ton of different varieties, but yeah, Amish paste is a definitely. Not sure about that. Which kind of would be cool, because it would leave room for more interesting tomatoes in the garden. Maybe I could buy some more seeds and see what I can find that I don't grow. So that might be cool. So with like the big slice of tomatoes, the one that did best for us, and I don't have a packet here because it's seed that I saved and I left it at home, so I'm definitely going to have to go home and get that. So a guy gave us some heirloom seeds that he was given from a guy that apparently brought them over from Italy, and I can't remember the proper name of them, but oh, wind! Now we've got wind and rain. But I just call them Neil's tomatoes because that's the name of the guy that gave them to me. They are like massive beefsteak tomatoes, so I'm definitely going to grow a lot of those. What he does is he starts his tomatoes in March and he overwinters them, and then by the time that you get to this stage, so these are some that I've overwintered. I was putting tomatoes in the ground last year that were this size, already. So they just did really great. So I have been, I'll turn you around. So these are the ones that I've overwintered. I think I've got about 8 there. They're going okay. They're like, some of the leaves have gone a little bit icky. This one's sending out some really healthy looking laterals, like lots of them. But the leaves, some of the leaves are a bit yellowy, and it's really weird smelling tomato plants at this time of the year already. But I'm super happy with how those have gone. So it may be something that I'll look into. I did make a video on starting tomatoes in autumn, so if you want to check that out, it'll just be on our channel there somewhere. But I feel like that's a really good option. I know I've had a few people comment to say they've tried that before and they get aphids and stuff, so it may just be down to our climate here where we are in Taranaki. The greenhouse has stayed super warm all year. Yes, it may just be that we've got like the perfect environment for doing that, which is really cool. But I've been really happy with how they've gone. I've got a super massive one. So check this one out. He's like ready to go in the ground. Which I could. I've been keeping them in this greenhouse, but I probably could put him into the greenhouse where I grow my tomatoes, and I think he would do just fine. Yeah, so I've been really happy with that. And when I plant them, I'm just going to plant them super deep. I might even like check this, let me see that there. Check that lateral out. Like I can just pinch that off and reroot that, and that would be really good to plant, I'd say. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this experiment has gone. I just feel like it's worked really well. So with the slicing tomatoes, so that's a definite. We love that one. And then I just love different coloured ones and interesting ones. So for black tomatoes, I've got black from Tula. That one's always done really well. I really liked that one for eating as well. You know, for a person who doesn't love tomatoes, I found that one was really good. It said it's full, rich and complex flavour, so that's cool. And then just describes the shape of it. So black tomatoes, I have that one. I have got black creme, and I have got Cherokee purple. I think that's all the black ones. I really love big rainbows. Oh, I think I might be out of seeds. That one feels empty. I might have to get, I may have to get some. Oh yeah, that's empty. Okay, that's going on the list. So yeah, I really love Big Rainbow. It is a beautiful tomato. It's reddy, orangey, yellowy, streaky, really pretty, so I like that one. And then I've just got like some, yeah, boring round tomatoes. So Mortgage Lifter, Thera-Lonki, I think. That one did pretty well last year. So Bloody Butcher and Moneymaker. Yellow tomatoes. I don't know, they never seem to grow really well. So I've got Sean's Yellow. We had some rats in the greenhouse and they quite liked Sean's Yellow. I wouldn't say we got very much off the plant. I've got Dargaville Red and Yellow and Hawke's Bay Yellow. It's very loud. I'm going to do 2 of each of these varieties. One in the greenhouse and one outside probably. I have got Tigrella. I can't actually think about what that one looks like. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So, I don't know if this will work. Red tomato with orangey kind of streaks, which looks quite cool. I've got a pink Brandywine, so they always do pretty okay. And I've got a Russian Red as well. I also have Green Zebra. I didn't love this one last year. It was really hard to know when it was ready, because it stays green, so I didn't love that one. Apparently they're supposed to be really sour, like acidy kind of tomatoes as well, which I don't know if Will loves, you know, so I don't know if I'll do that one again. But anyway, I need to stop talking and get started on my soil blocking. So let me show you how I do that. So when I wanted to start soil blocking, I've watched like a lot of videos about how people do them, trying to like figure out what kind of mix people use for soil blocking. And I have seen a lot of people just using ordinary potting soil or seed starting mix. So that's what I have today, and that's what I am going to give a try. So I really like using the Dalton's organic seed starting mix. I couldn't find any of that, so I just have the Dalton's it's just their ordinary stuff. So that's what I have today, so that's what I'm going to use. So I have just got this big tub. I'm going to chuck all my seed starting soil into that. So one of the key things with soil blocking is getting the right amount of moisture in it. So I think that's probably going to be the trickiest part. I just want to make, you have to make sure that it's not too wet and not too dry. So I think that's probably going to take a little bit of working out, but I'm going to give it a go. Okay. Okay, so I'm pretty much going to chuck it in here and then wet it. It's really, really yucky out there. I hate getting raindrops on my glasses. It's one of the worst things. So I have just got some water in my watering can, and I'm just going to try and work this out. Okay, so I'm going to start with about that much. Pull all my sleeves up. Just get my watch up. Then get in there with my hands and mix it up. I feel like when I squeeze it, it's not really staying together. So I'm just going to add a little bit more. Give one a go. So I just use these trays. They're just from Kmart. So I'm just gonna soil block straight onto these. Be interested to know actually how many I can fit. So here we go. So what I've seen is you just push down on it. I think you want to lift it, when you lift it up, lift it on a slight angle so it doesn't all fall out. So lift it and then push, and then lift it and push. So when I set it on the tray, it doesn't really feel like it's very flat. So I've just grabbed like a stick from the bark that's on the bottom of the greenhouse here, and I'm just going to like scrape it off. Okay, that seems a bit better now, so it's level on the bottom. Okay. It's hard with the camera and dirty hands. I'm not supposed to be lifting with I've had my arm in a sling, so you just hurt my rotator cuff, so I'm not supposed to be lifting. But when I don't have my sling on, I forget. Hopefully that's okay. Put it on this side. Okay, and now I'm just gonna push it out. It worked! It worked! Yay! Oh, that's so cool. There's just one that has a little bit extra on top. Oh, that's really cool. They're very tiny. I wonder if I can pick one up. Look. That's very cool. Oh, I'm so stoked it worked. I really didn't think that it would work. Awesome. Okay, so what will I do? I think I'm just gonna do one, and seed it and then do another. Okay, the only thing I didn't think about is how I'm going to label, because I have these labels and how would they go in? Okay, so I want to do 5 of each variety of cherry tomatoes, and there's 5 in a row going that way. So I just need somewhere to label them. Okay, so the only way I can think of to label them is to like draw a map. So if I have my tray around this way, this is so stupid, with the stick at the front, voila, then on my piece of paper I can write down what I have. Okay, tell me in the comments how you label your seed blocks, because I don't know. Stick side, and then I will have 4. So I'm gonna start with, I put all my tomatoes away. Okay, I'm gonna start with sun gold. And I'm gonna write that on my paper. Then I'm going to put the little seeds in. I feel like the little divot holes don't come out very well. So we'll see how many. Oh, I got 5 seeds exactly. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually when I'm doing this job I have a towel with me, so because you go from like wet to like needing to be dry when you're doing labels and when you're holding seeds and stuff. So I always find it's a good idea to bring a towel out to the greenhouse with you when you're doing this job, but I didn't. So next I'm going to do Sweetheart, so I'll write that on my map. Okay, I'm gonna write a note. What was the other one I ran out of? Oh, I'm sad. Oh, I was worried for a second because I was googling. I was just on the Egmont Seed website and I was searching for it, and I was putting Sweetheart as one word, and it was saying not coming, not available, but I was spelling it wrong. So I found it, Sweetheart, and I don't know if the same place has Big Rainbow, but we'll see. Big Rainbow. No, so they don't have Big Rainbow, so I'll just write a list and do it later. I really need to get better at saving seeds. I do, I definitely did some last year, but I want to be able to do heaps more, because it's kind of sucky when you run out of seeds and then you can't grow the ones that you want to grow. Alright, so that is one little set of 20. So that's quite cool. Like, that's 20 little plants in, like, check out that tiny little space. So that's really cool. So I'm just gonna go and carry on now with as much as I can do. Lance and I have to get cows and calves in really soon. But yeah, I'll probably post something up on my Instagram stories when it is all finished. But yeah, super excited to be starting tomatoes. I should say it's the 8th of August. Probably put my watch back on. Yeah, so the 8th of August. I would have liked to get my greenhouse tomatoes started a little bit earlier, but that's okay. I think it'll be fine. Plus I have these other massive ones which will be good for getting some early tomatoes from. Plus I haven't weeded the greenhouse yet, but I'd say that there are going to be tons and tons of self-seeded tomatoes in there, so we will maybe just try and like put them up into one of these or something. Especially like I labeled them really well, so we should be able to kind of match where they were growing, yeah, to hopefully figure out what they are. I'd really love to know what you're growing. When are you starting your tomatoes? Yeah, it's exciting. It's getting exciting that it is almost spring. Like yesterday felt like a spring's day. It was beautiful, it was warm, it was sunny. Today is pretty crappy, and I'm hoping the sound on this video isn't too bad. But yeah, if you've managed to stick around to the end, I really appreciate you watching. We are really trying to post more consistent videos. It's something that we really struggle with, the editing part, to try and find time to like sit down and do that. But yeah, we love and really appreciate anybody out there who is watching our videos. It's something that we're really passionate about, just what we're doing with the regenerative farming and the growing our own food and trying to live sustainably. So if that is your jam, it is our jam too, and we just love to make connections with people who are on the same page as us. It's really awesome when you can chat with somebody who kind of gets what you're trying to achieve and stuff, which is really neat. So anyway, I am going to carry on with this job. I'm going to try and get as much done before I need to go and help Lance, and then we have to get kids, then we've got our parent interviews tonight and basketball and ballet. So yeah, I'm trying to squeeze in as much as I can in this little amount of time that I have. But yes, it's so cool to be starting tomatoes. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking and get working. But thanks heaps for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye!